To pass your case study exams, you must stop thinking like a student and start thinking like a consultant. Today, I'm giving you the exact blueprint to structure your report to professional standards, the same ones demanded by ICAN and ICAEW markers. Let's get to work. Phase 1. Phase 1. The first phase in your report writing is to identify the type of report required. Identifying your report type. That is the first phase. Identifying your report type. Your report type. That is the first phase. The first step is identify who the report is for. This dictates your cover page format. So when you know the person you are writing or the person the report is meant for, that will enable you to know the format to use in your cover page. So format 1. The format 1 is for internal reports. So whenever the report is internal, you are expected to use memo format, internal report. So you use memo format. Memo format for internal report. If the report is for someone inside your firm, an internal report is the report to someone inside your firm. It could be your boss or a department head. So you use the internal memo format for an internal report. You use the internal memo format. No fancy cover page is needed. You don't need a fancy cover page for a memo. Start with this header block at the very top of page 1. So to whom are you writing the report to? That is the starting point. Then you have from, who is the writer? So where you have from, it should be the name of your boss or department. Always, if it is memo, you put the name of your boss or department. Put the name of your boss or the name of your department. That is as the writer. Then followed by the date. You put the date, then followed by the subject. Subject. The subject should be clear. It should be clear. It should be bold. It should be clear. It should be bold, and it should be professional title. Bold, professional title. The subject should be clear, bold, and professional title. That is for internal memo. That is where the report is internal. Number 2, we have external report. The external report format. The external report format. External report. The external report format. Number 1 is internal report, which is memo format. So the cover page, you have this there. You have this in your cover page where the report is internal. But I now want to talk about the case where you have an external report. If the report is for a client or external board, you must use a formal title page. You must use a formal title page. For an external report, you start with the title of report. And the title of the report must be bold and centered. Title of the report. The title must be bold and centered. The title must be bold and it must be put at the centered. Then prepared for. You now have, followed by prepared for. Whom is this report prepared for? The board of directors. of this also client name. The board of directors. You put your client name. You put the name of the client. The board of directors of this also firm, of this also company. So that is what you are going to put under prepared for. Then followed by prepared by. Prepared by who prepared this report. So it should be the name of your firm. The name of your firm should be here. Name of your firm. Prepared by, you put the name of your firm. Then you put date. Then after date, remember, this is for external report. This is how your cover page is going to look like. You start with the title of the report, bold and centered, followed by prepared by. You put board of directors of this also firm. Prepared for rather. Followed by prepared by. You put the name of your firm. Then followed by date. Then at this juncture you put disclaimer. You don't need to write disclaimer. This must not be written there. You don't need to put disclaimer, but I'll tell you how your disclaimer should look like. Disclaimer is more italicized font. The font of that disclaimer must be in italic. The legal disclaimer for all external reports, you must include the legal safeguard at the bottom of the title page to limit your professional liability. The reason for putting the disclaimer is to limit your professional liability. How should the disclaimer look like? So to write your disclaimer, it will look like this. This report has been prepared for the exclusive use of you put the name of the client name, you put it there. For the purpose of, you put the purpose of that report. It should not be distributed. It should not be distributed to or relied upon by any third party. It should not be distributed or relied upon by any third party without our prior written consent. We accept no responsibility or liability for any consequences arising from the use of this report for any other purpose. We accept no responsibility or liability for any consequences arising from the use of this report for any other purpose. That is phase 1 of report writing. I've told you that the phase 1 of the report writing involves identifying your report type, and this will dictate how the cover page will look like. Phase 2. Phase 2 is for the executive summary. The executive summary. For the executive summary, you use the PER framework. The PER framework, that is the mnemonic. Make use of the PER when you are writing your executive summary. The executive summary is a standalone document. It's a standalone document. It is not a conclusion. Executive summary is not a conclusion. It's a standalone document. It is a high-level briefing note. I've told you to always make use of the PER framework to ensure you cover everything the board needs to know in 30 seconds. Make use of PER. Use the PER framework to ensure you cover everything the board needs to know in 30 seconds. The first letter P in that PER stands for problem. P for problem. So that is 2 to 3 sentences defining the business issues. You should use 2 to 3 sentences in defining business issue. Why are you writing this? Why are you writing this? Then the letter A from the PER stands for analysis. Analysis. So, a high-level summary of your logic. Analysis is a high-level summary of your logic. High-level summary of your logic. Do not repeat calculations. Do not repeat calculations in your analysis. Simply highlight the critical findings. You should highlight the critical finding, both financial and strategic, that led to your decision. You highlight the critical findings, both financial and strategic, that led to your decision. R for recommendation. R for recommendation. Recommendation. That is R. Be decisive. What should they do? Use clear professional language, such as it is recommended that the board proceed with dash. It is recommended that the board proceed with dash. That is phase 2. Phase 3, the full report. That is the third phase of report writing. For this phase of report writing, you should use E.I.B.C.R.A. This is the mnemonic. You should always make use of mnemonic. This is the professional flow of your document. E.I.B.C.R.A. is the professional flow of your document. The first letter E in E.I.B.C.R.A. stands for executive summary. Executive summary. So your PER snapshot we just discussed. So you make use of your PER snapshot we've just discussed for your executive summary. Letter I for introduction. Introduction. State the objective, the scope, and any professional limitations. That means in the introductory section of the report, it will cover the objective of the report, the scope, and the professional limitations of the report. Then letter B stands for body of the report. B for body of the report. Body of the report. This is your detailed analysis. Body of the report is your detailed analysis. Use subheadings for each issue. Use subheadings for each issue. Apply business models like SWOT or PESTEL, but ensure you are always linking your analysis back to the data in the case pack. Then C for conclusion. Conclusion. That is the next thing that will follow. Conclusion. Here, you synthesize your main arguments from the body. You synthesize your main arguments from the body. Critical rule. The rule you must follow. No new information is allowed here. Any information that were not discussed in the body is not allowed in the conclusion. R for recommendation. R, recommendation. R for recommendation. Provide your final actionable advice. This is where you provide your actionable advice. Explain why your choosing option is the best path, forward compared to the alternatives. Letter A for appendices. A, appendices. This is where you put your heavy lifting, the technical math, NPV calculations, ratio analysis, and other heavy calculations. All your heavy calculations must appear in your appendices. You must reference this in the body of your report. You must reference your calculations under appendices. You must reference them in the body of the report, e.g., as shown in Appendix 1. So if you want to reference, you may say as shown in the Appendix 1. Exams like ICAN and ICAEW value clarity and professional judgment. Whether it is an internal memo or an external report, follow this sequence. Identify your report type, execute the past summary, and follow the E.I.B.C.R.A for your body of work. You aren't just writing an essay, you are providing a professional service. If you find the PAR or the E.I.B.C.R.A useful, type them in the comment below. Like and subscribe for more exam strategies. See you in the next class.